VA, IRS, Benghazi, the investigations ongoing. Are voters revolting? Republican strategist Sherry Jacobus says absolutely, yes they are, but Democrat strategist Steve Laser disagrees. Steve, to you first, do you really think that the VA scandal, this is Memorial Day, you don't think this lasts until November and that the Democrats pay a price for this?
I don't think the Democrats will pay a price for this, Stuart. I think actually both parties are in danger of paying a price. The problem for Republicans is Republicans just a couple of months ago Senate Republicans refused to okay a bill that would have provided $24 billion more for the VA, including more facilities to get rid of the backlog and such.
It's not money, Steve. It's performance.
Well, it's both, and I like the chances of $24 billion being injected into the process to get those folks to the treatments that they're supposed to have to get rid of the backlog. And I think if Republicans try to make a political issue out of this, people are going to be looking at why Republicans didn't do that. Just in Benghazi, in Benghazi.
Sure.
I think that it's important for the Democrats to do what you're doing and try and create the diversion, but I don't think it's going to work. The fact of the matter is this is a big scandal. We have a soft spot in our heart for our veterans now, and I think now, in recent years, more than in past years, we're very patriotic about that. So I think we're going to be hard-pressed to say that voters don't care about this. The president seems to be trying to slide away from this, and everybody wants to point the fingers in the other direction. I think the president should have basically said the buck stops here, taken some responsibility, and try to deal with it that way.
But I have to ask both of you, isn't this the performance of government that's at stake here? The president is all government all the time. His government is really not performing terribly well given these scandals. Surely that reflects against the president and what he stands for.
Well,
quickly.
I agree with Sherry on one point. America is very concerned about its veterans. I'm a veteran. I'm concerned about folks that I served with, folks that came after me and served. And the veterans groups that I spoke with back in February when the Republicans did this, well, we were already angry about it back then because Republicans always try to portray themselves as the folks who are in favor of the troops. But I agree that the administration also does have some responsibility here, a lot of responsibility here. Actually, a number of administrations going back several, the Bush administration, the Clinton administration.
You can't bring Bush
No.
This
has been a problem for 30, 40 years.
The Republicans have a strong record on veterans and military affairs and anything dealing with protecting this country, and the president is vulnerable on this, and so is his party. When we're talking about things like Benghazi and the IRS scandal, people get this stuff. Now, in the congressional races, I think it's going to have some effect around the edges, in the margins. There will be some senators where if they can talk about this, and some Senate candidates, if they can talk about this effectively to the voters, it will have an impact. And that's what the Democrats are definitely afraid of, because it's in those margins where these races are won or lost, and where the Republicans will either win the Senate or not.
Do voters trust this president as of now?
No. The voters do not trust this president.
Do they?
I think they do.
The polls show differently on Benghazi.
Absolutely.
On Benghazi.
Benghazi is actually another good example.
More than 50% of Americans think the president is lying on this, and 25%
Republicans also had a chance to allocate more money for embassy security, and they did. This is a pattern here, Stuart.
There was a recent Fox News poll that shows 50% of Americans think the president, including Hillary and his administration, are lying on Benghazi, and again, 25% of those are Democrats.
Voters don't have the news. Voters don't have the news that we've had seven separate investigations in Benghazi. It's been investigated to death.
Okay. No, it hasn't been investigated.
Okay, you don't think all of these scandals have legs?
No.
You think they do have legs?
No. Yes, absolutely.
You don't think that the Democrats you think will pay a price? You think the Republicans will pay a price?
I think the Republicans pay a price.
Well, we shall see. All right, Steve, Sherry, thanks very much for joining us. We appreciate it.